Assalamualaikum and good day to my student. I am your lecturer who are going to teach you Maths Transfer 1 CLB 20804 for this semester, January 2016. So before we learn in deep about Maths Transfer 1, so let us go through some course briefing so at least you guys have an idea on what we are going to learn for the whole semester. So let us see about the course briefing slides. So to introduce myself, my name is Aziyati binti Johari. You can call me Madam Azi, and this is my contact number 0199141696, and this is my email azyyti@unikl.edu.my, and my lecture room is lecture room 10, which is beside SDCL office. So throughout this subject, this is your assessment methods and types, which is you will have two written tests, test 1 and test 2, which is equivalent to 10%, and it is individual test. So test 1 is equivalent to 5% and test 2 equivalent to 5% also. And for the assignment, it is individual assignment, and you will only have one individual assignment, which is equivalent to 10%. And next you will have mini project. Mini project is equivalent to 20%, which is by group. Next you are going to have lab report. So you will need to run 5 lab experiments, which is equivalent to 20%, and also it is group work. And final exam is 40%, and all together will be total 100%. So some of the course briefing for this subject, you will learn about several units of operation which is involved in chemical and other physical processing process, which is distillation process, absorption process, liquid extraction process, and solid liquid extraction process, which is also we call it as leaching process. And also you will deal with the design of separation operation using mass transfer principles. So altogether in this subject, you will learn 4 main subjects, which is first principle of diffusion and mass transfer. The second subject is distillation process. Third subject is absorption process. And chapter 4 or last chapter is extraction process. So this is the course outcome for this subject, which is first at the end of this subject, you have to know how to apply the principle of diffusion and mass transfer for different type of unit operations such as distillation process, gas absorption, and also extraction process. And next, you must able to discuss the result and lab work related to mass transfer operation. And last but not least, you will know how to analyze of mass transfer problem by applying the fundamental principles of diffusion and unit operation process, which is mostly you will learn during the time of doing mini project later on. Regarding tests, so I mentioned before that you will need 2 tests. So test 1, which is equivalent to 5%, that will be held in week 6. The date and the time and also the venue will be informed later. And normally in test 1 we will include chapter 1, and for test 2 also equivalent to 5%, we will include chapter 2, and it will be held in week 12. So this is your assignment. So assignment is individual task, and normally this assignment for mass transfer 1 subject, it is 1 case study problem based question. And normally also you have to submit the assignment using or via eLearn, and the submission date, and also what is the kind of the assignment that you should do will be announced later. Next, we will move to mini project. So mini project I can give you early because you will be able to start early so that you can finish early. So actually your mini project is like a very simple project where you should develop or you should perform a group of minimum 6 to 8 students, which is maximum 8 students. And what you need to do is you have to choose one of the unit operation. You want to choose like distillation or absorption, LLE or SLE. And you need to build one prototype of selected unit of operation using waste materials. And also you will need to design the selected unit of operation using software. Either you want to use AutoCAD or SolidWorks. And the design must be reliable dimension of the prototype that you will build that on. And also you will need to produce a creative movie maker throughout completing this task, which means that you have to produce a video which is tell to me on how you want to develop your prototype, how you want to design the prototype using the software and many more. And then also you have to produce one simple report for this project. And then after you do all of this task, the project leader will submit a complete report for this project via eLearn. And also don't forget to write all the details of your group members, such as the name, the ID, and also the YouTube link on the cover page of the report. And also the assessment of the final report and also video presentation, which is the rubric, will be attached in eLearn, and total marks for this assessment and video presentation is 125 marks. And then once you have submitted all of the documents in eLearn, please hand over the printed assessment rubric to the respected lecturers for the evaluation purpose. Regarding lab experiments, all of the lab manuals and cover page will be uploaded in eLearn, so you can download all of the lab manuals in eLearn accordingly. And these are the experiments that you should do for this subject. So experiment 1 is bubble cap distillation process. Experiment 2 is pack bag distillation process. Experiment 3 is absorption process for packing 1, absorption process for packing 2, and last but not least, liquid extraction process. And all of this lab will be started in week 4. This is the lab report format and rubric, which means that you have to fulfill all of these criteria in order for you to get high marks for each subtopics. So in the lab report, you have to sort all of this format accordingly, which is you have to put the summary first, and then objective, intro and theory, data, result, analysis and discussion, conclusion, references, and appendix. So appendix, you have to put the raw data and also the sample calculation in the lab report. And all of these criteria, in order for you to get high marks, you should fulfill all of these criteria accordingly. Please take note that you have to submit your lab report 1 week after the experiment has been done. And for any late submission, the mark will be reduced 5% per day to a maximum of 3 days. And if I didn't receive any of your lab report within 3 days, then your lab report will not be accepted, which is equivalent to 0. And if I notice there is a plagiarism, I will not tolerate to this kind of attitude, and I will give you 0, especially in literature review and theory. Plagiarism also is related to the data from your friends also. If I notice that you take your friends' data, that is also as can be considered as plagiarism, and also I will give you 0 for discussion and result. This is some the rules in my class. So first, I don't want any ringing tone in my class. So please silence your phone. And then please give full attention during my lecture, during my tutorial class. And please attend my class. Okay? If you absent, please give an excuse letter to me. Do not missing in action, because remember, if you are not attending my class and the percentage of the absentees is up to 20% and above, remember you will be barred from sitting in the final examination, which will affect your grade later. Okay? And then please do all tutorials, the assignment and the project, and please submit on time accordingly. Alright? And then you must be very punctual whenever you come to my class, because if you are not punctual, you will interrupt your members who come early to learn in my class. Okay? And then we have to respect each other. So if you respect me as your lecturer, I will respect you as my students also. And last but not least, please put high effort to this subject. Yes, this subject we call it as killer subject, but it is not like that. Okay, if you put very high effort to this subject, you will get a good result or a good grade in this subject, because this subject is 4 credit hours. So hopefully you will gain A for this subject, so that it will help you to increase in your GPA or CGPA later on. So this is our main reference. So all of the notes, all of the tutorial will be based on this book, which is Transport Process and Separation Process Principles, include unit operation, 4th edition. So whoever that want to buy this book, please give the name to me at least before week 2. Okay? And then this is the additional reference or side reference, which is Unit Operation of Chemical Engineering, 7th edition. Thank you.